What's up, guys? Welcome back to our Seattle Seahawks Dynasty do-over series. Now, if you're just joining us and you missed part 1 for some reason, don't worry, we've got a recap coming in just a second. Highly recommend checking it out, though. We had a lot of success in year 1 that we will get to here shortly. But first, let's talk about the 2016 Seattle Seahawks. So it was a busy offseason for the 2016 Seahawks, coming off a divisional round loss to the Carolina Panthers. You had a couple players signed or re-signed, Jeremy Lane, Jermaine Kearse, Ataya Rubin, John Ryan being the main ones. Did lose Marshawn Lynch to retirement, Russell Okung, J.R. Sweezy, Brandon Mebane, and Bruce Irvin. So definitely some serious turnover here heading into the 2016 season. And now here is a look at the 2016 NFL draft class for Seattle. Whereas 2015, you had several successful pieces like Frank Clark, Tyler Lockett. Even the trade for Jimmy Graham paid some dividends. He played well for them when healthy. This draft class, not quite the same story. I mean, Jermaine Ifedi, Jaron Reed, there were better players on the board they could have taken. Alex Collins, for a 5th-round pick, to his credit, did play a significant role at times due to injuries to other players. But as we will see here in just a moment, definitely other directions Seattle could have gone in here. So how did the season go for Seattle? Not terribly. You got to keep in mind the core was still largely intact. Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, Doug Baldwin, and of course the Legion of Boom. So they finished things with a 10-5-1 record. Did win the NFC West again after getting the 6th seed last year when Carson Palmer led the Cardinals to the NFC West title. Number 12 offense in the league. And again, a top 5 defense. So solid season all around as far as a regular season standpoint is concerned. Can't complain with that. And now let's talk about the playoffs. So the Seahawks did get a home playoff game against the Detroit Lions, who came in and got beaten by 20 points. 26-6 was a pretty easy victory there. And then for the second straight season, divisional round, they have to go on the road against the NFC South champs. Last year it was the Panthers, this year it was the Falcons. The result is the same both times, a defeat that sends them home and sends the NFC South champs on an eventual trip to a Super Bowl loss. Panthers did it last year against Peyton Manning, Von Miller, and the Broncos, and of course the Falcons are a couple weeks away from 28-3. And now here's the recap I promised just moments ago. So the 2015 season, that was part 1. Here are the changes that we made. We didn't trade for Jimmy Graham. We brought in Charles Clay instead as a free agent, drafted Ali Marpet and Jay Ajayi, just so there's no surprise when you see those guys on the roster. In the 2015 season, we had a pretty successful run, 10-5-1, exact same record as the 2016 real-life Seahawks, number 4 offense, number 12 defense, and unlike those 2015 Seahawks, we got past the divisional round and lost a heartbreaker in the conference championship game. The Kansas City Chiefs were world champs over the Minnesota Vikings, and now we are ready to discuss our changes for 2016. So definitely some big moves here, first of which is we are going to bring back Russell Okung. He signed with the Broncos on just a cheap 1-year, $5 million deal. We can certainly afford that. We've got the need there. We're also going to bring in Mitchell Schwartz because we need a right tackle. 5 years, $33 million. That's what the Chiefs got him for, so I'd have to imagine he'd be happy signing with us for that amount. We are going to bring in Casey Hayward as a free agent. 3 years, $15 million, not bad at all. We are going to let Jeremy Lane and Ataya Rubin walk. Those are 2 players that Seattle signed to long-term deals. We're not going to do that. Now for the 2016 NFL Draft. With the 29th overall pick, that is what we earned after our 2015 playoff loss, we are going to select Chris Jones, and then with the 49th overall pick, we're going to select James Bradbury. Well, he will get to learn, possibly come in, be a number 3 corner for us right away. And I think this is overall is going to be solid for us in both the short and the long term. But now let's hop into Madden and see how these changes play out for us. So let's start things off by taking a look at this 2016 Seattle Seahawks roster. Russell Wilson, 89 overall. He's got some solid weapons with Doug Baldwin, Jermaine Kearse, and a young second-year player in Tyler Lockett. Thomas Rawls and Jay Ajayi should split carries. The offensive line is solid. you have 4 players who were not on this team in real life in Russell Okung, Max Unger, Ali Marpet, and Mitchell Schwartz. So a very different O-line than what you would have seen in real life. Hopefully that will help the offense. Charles Clay as well is a difference for us. Not the same level of player that Jimmy Graham was in his prime, but still solid. Can't complain with that. Defensively, you've got Cliff Averill, Chris Jones, the rookie. I will adjust his rating down to about a 78 overall. That's probably around where he should be coming into the league. McDaniel, I guess an okay second DT along with Michael Bennett. Linebacking core, you've got KJ Wright, Bobby Wagner, and Morgan, who I guess that's fine. Couple weak links here. The secondary, though, looking better than last year. Legion of Boom again back in shape with Richard Sherman, Casey Hayward, and a rookie James Bradbury, along with the best safety duo in the league, Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. I think this team is primed to win a lot of games this season. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Maybe a slight hole at DT. We could do a little bit better at linebacker. And then offensively, we don't really have a wonderful starting running back, but outside of that, can't really complain. I think it's a Super Bowl caliber team. That is what we're hoping for at least. And to ease my concerns a little bit about DT, Ian Williams is out here in free agency. He is an 81 overall with 93 strength. Not a bad player at all. We've got the money to afford him, so Ian Williams is going to be our new DT2 along with Chris Jones. One more change I'm going to make is that I am going to give Frank Clark the start ahead of Cliff Averill. Clark, of course, now the second-year player. I'd like to see what he can do in year 2. And so we actually are going to start getting some trade offers for Cliff Averill, one of which is a first-round pick from the Denver Broncos in the 2018 NFL Draft. We know that's a loaded draft class coming up. I am going to go ahead and take that. So Frank Clark is now firmly cemented, and we have gotten ourselves a first-round pick from the Denver Broncos. Okay, and just like that, week 1 is here. It is time to set our season goal, which of course is going to be none other than making it to the Super Bowl. Because we were 1 game short last year, lost a heartbreaker to the Minnesota Vikings, who went on to get destroyed by the Kansas City Chiefs. But now it's time for the regular season, so it's time to put in that work. We are starting things off week 1 against the Miami Dolphins. And just like part 1, we are going to do each week breaking down the real life results and then seeing how our results compare to those. So week 1, this was a close, ugly win. 12-10 your final score against Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins. Arian Foster was a Dolphin. Who remembers that? I certainly do not. He was great for the Texans. Obviously not so much here for Miami. Christine Michael was our leading rusher. Doug Baldwin scored. Russell Wilson had an okay game, I guess, and he got the victory. Let's hope that he can here as well. And unfortunately not the start we were hoping for. Unlike real life, we are going to start things off with a home loss to Tannehill's Dolphins. We put up 522 yards of total offense and we still lose. How does that happen? Well, Ryan Tannehill throwing 4 touchdowns and no interceptions certainly hurts. So does Russell Wilson getting picked off 3 times. We couldn't bring down Tannehill. Wilson gets sacked once. Damian Williams, the leading rusher for the Dolphins, also a player I forgot played for them. He did fumble. Jay Ajayi did fumble. Yikes. I guess giving his former team some help. Doug Baldwin went off, 147 yards and 2 scores. Jermaine Kearse scored twice. Jordan Cameron scored twice. Talk about players I forget were Dolphins. Okay, defensively, not a lot for us to see here. Ian Williams, our leading tackler. I don't think we had any sacks or any interceptions. Jordan Phillips did get 1 on us. Byron Maxwell with 2 picks. Xavier Howard with another. And that young Dolphins secondary looking very good here in week 1. And now we got to bounce back. And it's going to be against the... Is this now the Los Angeles Rams? I don't know if this was the year that they moved. I want to say that it actually was. So either way, we're facing off against the Rams, who are 1-0 right now. We are going on the road. And the good news for us, at least, is that this was an L in real life, so we have a chance to get ourselves back on track here, get ourselves to 1-1. Case Keenum, efficient, but not good enough. Well, I guess he was good enough. He got the win. Russell Wilson's the one who wasn't good enough. We do bottle up Todd Gurley. Tyler Lockett almost hits 100 yards. So does Kenny Britt. And yeah, this was just your classic ugly Seahawks-Rams game. Let's hope that we can break the curse because they swept us last season in the simulation. So let's hope for the win here. And just as we hoped, we do get ourselves back to 500. It's a 21-17 road victory. We put up 389 yards of offense. Wilson, I believe, has now thrown 5 interceptions through these first 2 weeks. That is not good at all. We hold the Rams to less than 100 passing yards. Is that real? I can't tell if Jared Goff just came in for, yeah, he came in for one play. But man, that was a rough game for the Rams. Now let's look at the rushing stats. Gurley, 63 yards. If you guys get in on the ground for us, Thomas Rawls, Jay Ajayi has his first touchdown as a Seahawk. Trey Mason scores for the Rams. Doug Baldwin continuing his great start to the season. Let's look at the defense now. Leading tackler is going to be KJ Wright. We get our first sack of the season, courtesy of Michael Bennett. And TJ McDonald picks off Russell Wilson twice. So yeah, not a good start for Russell Wilson here. We got to start seeing him cook a little bit more and not cook the way that he has with the Broncos so far. But next we get the San Francisco 49ers, who are 0-2. And just like last year, the Seahawks use the 49ers as their punching bag. At least in this early Week 3 matchup, it was a 37-18 victory, not even close. Blaine Gabbert going against the Legion of Boom. Yeah, good luck. It is worth noting, though, Carlos Hyde did have a good game for the 49ers. It's just so did Christine Michael, and so did Doug Baldwin, and so did Russell Wilson, who wasn't flashy but was efficient this game. Now let's hope we can get ourselves to 2-1, just like the real-life 2016 Seahawks. And we do get the big victory here. 40-3 is exactly what you want to see. We hold them to 153 yards of total offense. Russell Wilson stops his worrisome streak of throwing interceptions every game. Kaepernick, no touchdowns, a pick, and 4 sacks. Not good at all. Thomas Rawls, 91 yards and a score. CJ Procise finds the end zone in the receiving game. Doug Baldwin scores twice. Rawls has a receiving score. Let's look at the defense. 16 tackles for Navarro Bowman. 10 for the rookie DeForest Buckner. Casey Hayward is the leader for us. I do wonder, though, where's Bobby Wagner been? He's been quiet. He was getting 10-plus tackles a game last season. Oh well, I guess. KJ Wright has a sack, so does Michael Bennett. So does Chris Jones, his first in the NFL. Very nice. So does Frank Clark. And let's look at the interceptions. James Bradbury, the rookie, has our first interception of the season, I believe. I don't think we've had one to this point, and he hauls one in for us. Let's go. Next on the schedule is a road trip to MetLife Stadium to face off against Ryan Fitzpatrick and the New York Jets, who are 0-3 right now. And this was another real-life victory for Seattle, as Russell Wilson had his best game of the season so far, throwing 3 touchdown passes. Jimmy Graham topped 100 yards. Brandon Marshall is a New York Jet. Remember that. He scores. Matt Forte is held in check, and Ryan Fitzmagic is Ryan Fitztragic this game. Let's hope for more of the same. And it actually ends up being pretty close to what you saw in real life, just a little bit more of a narrow victory as we top the Jets 24-21. Geno Smith is the starter, the future Seahawk, and he actually has himself a pretty solid game. He does get sacked 3 times. Russell Wilson, no mistakes, just not very flashy. Matt Forte, 87 yards. Rawls scores. Ajayi scores. Brandon Marshall, 156 yards and a score. Quincy Enunwa, blast from the past there, he scores. Defensively, there's Bobby Wagner with 11 tackles. I'd like to see the sacks here. 1.5 for Frank Clark, the second-year guy. Ian Williams gets 1. Mike Morgan gets in there for half a sack. And Richard Sherman has his first interception of the season. And we are 3-1 heading into the bye week. So here's the state of the NFC West right now. The Cardinals are right in the thick of it with us, so it's going to be a tight battle. We've got them here in a few weeks, but as of right now, things are looking good for us at the bye week, and now in week 6, we will have a matchup with the Atlanta Falcons. So the Falcons are coming into this game 4-1 right now. Remember, this was that magical season for them. Almost ended up in a Super Bowl victory. Just couldn't quite get the job done against Brady. But this game was a good game for Seattle. They won a close one, 26-24. The Falcons did score 21 points in the third quarter, just couldn't quite get the comeback completed. Russell Wilson, pretty clean game, nothing too flashy. Matt Ryan does throw 3 touchdown passes and 335 yards. Julio has a big game, 139 and a score. And Jimmy Graham was our leading receiver. Christine Michael did score twice for us. And unfortunately, we lose a very close matchup. 34-28 is your final score. Ironically, was that not the score of Super Bowl, what would that be, 51? I think it might have been, actually. It's close to it, at least. Ryan has a great game. Wilson does too. I think the interception was probably the difference, although we do get 3 sacks on Matt Ryan. In the run game, Devontae Freeman, 96 yards and a score, 85 yards for Thomas Rawls. Julio scores 3 times, over 100 yards. Charles Clay has got his first touchdown of the season. So does Jermaine Kearse. Now let's look at the defense. Deion Jones with 14 tackles. Cam Chancellor gets 10 for us. We had a few sacks. Michael Bennett, Ian Williams, Chris Jones getting in there. Ian Williams, pretty solid addition for us in the preseason. He's made some noise. And Jalen Collins with the interception of Russell Wilson. I'd like to see some more turnovers out of this defense for as much talent as we have. Now heading into a matchup with the 5-1 Arizona Cardinals. This is a big one for us. It's a primetime game on the road. And if you guys remember this game, I will be truly impressed. It was a 6-6 final score in overtime, so we tied them. But this game, if I recall correctly, had like 3 field goals by each team at the end that could have won the game, all short ones that all missed. So, very interesting final score. David Johnson, 113 yards on 33 carries. This game was crazy, considering that neither team topped 7 points. Let's hope for a victory here and hope that we can keep ourselves alive in the NFC West that the Cardinals are kind of starting to run away with. And we do get the much needed victory. Huge sigh of relief. It's 27-14, your final score. Pretty competitive game despite the score. Carson Palmer had a pretty good game. We do sack him 4 times. Russell Wilson, clean but not flashy. Rawls does score twice, 31 yards for Ajayi. Larry Fitzgerald has a touchdown. Marcus Wheaton scores. So does Tyler Lockett. That might be his first touchdown of the season. Patrick Peterson and Deone Buchanan each with 10 tackles for the Cardinals. Chris Jones, the rookie, coming in with 2 sacks, 1 for Bennett. Ian Williams getting in there along with Frank Clark. They split 1. And Richard Sherman has another interception. And we are up to 4-2. So obviously a huge victory there for us. It could have been 6-2 versus 4-3. That would have been quite a hole to dig ourselves out of. But now we have a matchup with the New Orleans Saints, who despite their 2-4 record, never an easy out going up against Drew Brees. And we'll definitely want to be on our A game, considering that this was a 25-20 loss at the Superdome, pushed the Seahawks down to 4-2-1 as Brees was efficient. Hightower was the leading rusher for the Saints, put up 102 yards. Michael Thomas, who might have been a rookie at this time, 63 yards. Christine Michael scored. Russell Wilson did not throw a touchdown pass in this game. And unfortunately, it's a close loss for us here as Drew Brees does come out on top. 31-28. He not only comes out on top, he has a nearly perfect game. 4 touchdowns, no picks. Russell Wilson, little shaky, passer rating of 80. Rawls finds the end zone. Ajayi scores twice. Michael Thomas is a rookie, 75 yards and a score. Brandon Cooks is also a Saint at this time. He scores twice. What a duo they would have been. Tim Hightower scores. Rawls finds the end zone as a receiver. Casey Hayward, leading tackler for us with 11. Craig Robertson has 11 for the Saints. Michael Bennett and Frank Clark teaming up to get a sack, and Jairus Byrd, one of the worst free agent signings of all time for the Saints, does get an interception against Russell Wilson. So, thankfully, the Cardinals lost last week, so we're still neck and neck with them. The Rams kind of starting to creep up a little bit, though, and the Niners are already done. 0-16 watch is commenced. And next up for us is a matchup at home in primetime against the 5-3 Buffalo Bills. And this was a pretty good game in real life. Tyrod Taylor did everything that he could. 31-25 your final score. Shady McCoy 85 yards on the ground. Seahawks had no run game whatsoever. Leading rusher is Tyler Lockett with 13 yards. Jimmy Graham scores twice. And look at Robert Woods, the future Ram, putting up 162 yards on 10 catches. Let's see if we can get the win here though. And we do get the victory here. Great news for the Seahawks. It is a final score of 34-24, so definitely still a competitive game. We forced Taylor into a couple mistakes. He throws 2 picks. We sack him 5 times. I love to see that. Don't love to see 3 interceptions, though, from Russell Wilson. That's not ideal. Rawls, 95 yards, 43 for Ajayi. LaShawn McCoy does find the end zone. Robert Woods, just 75 yards this game. And Percy Harvin exacting some revenge on his former team. 124 yards and 2 scores. Luke Wilson, the backup tight end, scoring twice for the Seahawks. Aaron Williams, safety for the Bills, 13 tackles. Bobby Wagner gets 9 for us. We had quite a few sacks. Bobby Wagner, Michael Bennett, Chris Jones, Ian Williams again getting in there, and Frank Clark. Very nice work by the defensive line. Zach Brown, 2 interceptions on Russell Wilson. Stephon Gilmore, the future Hall of Famer, gets 1. James Bradbury has another as a rookie, and Cam Chancellor has his first pick of the season. And that actually gets us on top of the NFC West for the time being. We're going to have to do everything that we can, though, in a very tough primetime matchup on the road against the 7-1 New England Patriots. And we're going to hope that history repeats itself here, as real life saw the Seattle Seahawks top the Patriots 31-24. Looks like the Patriots also had a 7-1 record at the time, so this was a highly anticipated matchup. Great game out of Russell Wilson. LeGarrette Blount scoring 3 times for the Patriots, and Michael Bennett's brother Martellus racking up 102 receiving yards, the tight end there. So Week 10 battle, who comes out on top? And we make a huge statement. In Foxborough, you beat Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and Gronk by 22 points. 42-20 is your final score. Wilson throws a clean game. Brady, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, sacked 3 times. In the run game, Rawls scores, LeGarrette Blount scores, and this time scoring 3 touchdowns, it is Jay Ajayi. Look at that. Love to see it. Gronk scores. Doesn't look like any other receiving scores. Rawls does get 1 on his sole reception. Bobby Wagner, 16 tackles, 11 for Rob Ninkovich, the Patriot. Frank Clark with 2 sacks, Michael Bennett with another, and interceptions. We got 1 on Brady. It was Earl Thomas. And we get the big victory there. That was huge. Cardinals still staying alive though. We still have the exact same record, 6-3, and if I'm not mistaken, we will see them later on in the season. And it's another tough matchup here in Week 11 as we get the 5-4 Philadelphia Eagles led by a rookie Carson Wentz. And we gotta hope for more of the same here as we force Carson Wentz into an ugly 2-interception performance. Wilson had a clean game, Doug Baldwin topped 100 yards, and we got the 26-15 victory. And you just love to see it. Now 3 straight wins for the Seahawks, another blowout, 28-7 your final score. Wilson, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Carson Wentz held to a passer rating of 65.6. We do sack him just once. Rawls gets 74 yards on the ground. Ryan Matthews, 70 yards for the Eagles. Doug Baldwin, 152 yards and a score. Dorial Green-Beckham, a bust, major bust, does score against us. Charles Clay gets another score, a bit of a down year for him, but we'll take it. Michael Kendricks, 12 tackles, I believe former Seahawk, if I'm not mistaken. Did he play for Seattle at one point? Let me know. Ian Williams and Chris Jones split up for a sack, and Cam Chancellor has another interception. All right. And we get a little bit of breathing room too as the Cardinals lose their matchup, dropping to 6-4. So we now have a 1-game lead against them, as well as the tiebreaker from that victory earlier in the season. But now it's time to take on Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are having a good season right now, 6-3-1, definitely not an easy game. And in real life, this one was not pretty. It was a 14-5 loss. I mean, that might be scoregami right there. How often do you see a final score of 14-5? Not a whole lot going on statistically. Mike Evans did have a big game, 104 yards and 2 scores, but we gotta hope that we can do better than 14-5 here on the road. We wanted better than 14-5, and we sure got it. How does 35-14 sound as your final score? Not bad at all. We get our 4th straight win. Russell Wilson settling in, has a great game. Jameis is clean, but he gets sacked 5 times, so we're certainly happy with that. Jay Ajayi finding the end zone once again. Doug Baldwin finding the end zone 3 times. 118 yards and a score for the young Mike Evans. Not a whole lot else going on in the receiving game. Quan Alexander, leading tackler of today's game. 2.5 sacks for Bennett, 1.5 for Frank Clark. Also getting in there, Bobby Wagner and Cam Chancellor. And Keith Tandy, the only interception of the game for the Bucs. But it's a 4 straight win streak, and that is going to give us now a 2-game lead in the NFC West, as it appears the Cardinals have dropped 2 straight. So we are large and in charge right now. We've got another primetime game, though, against Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Having a bit of a down year, still 6-5, but compared to the 2015 dominance, you would hope for a pretty easy victory at home, right? And that's exactly what happened in real life, as it was a 40-7 final score. Thomas Rawls, 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't think we can do much better than this, but we can always settle for a victory, right? We've got to hope for that here. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight wins for the Seahawks, as we actually end up almost coming close to that real life score. 31-10 is your final. Embarrassing game for Cam Newton. Wilson, clean game, 2 touchdowns. Newton, a passer rating of 46. He throws for 74 yards this game. Rawls, 98 yards and a touchdown. Cameron Artis-Payne does score for the Panthers. Not a lot going on in the receiving game. Doug Baldwin and Jay Ajayi each getting receiving scores. Thomas Davis, leading tackler of today's game, tied with Luke Kuechly. Frank Clark gets a sack and no interceptions, but when you win by 21 points, you can't complain a whole lot. Let's see how the Cardinals are doing. Looks like they got a win, got themselves back on track. We still have a 2-game lead over them, though. We are 9-3 right now. So how's that race coming for the 1 or the 2 seed? I believe the 2 seed still gets a bye. It is pretty tight right now. Few teams with at least 8 wins. It's going to be us, the Falcons, the Cowboys, and the Packers. And speaking of Packers, huge matchup here as we travel to Green Bay to take on the 8-4 Green Bay Packers. If we can win this game, that would go a very long way to securing that 1 or that 2 seed. That would be a big deal for us. Let's see how this game played out in real life. Hopefully not the same way it's going to play out for us, as this was a 38-10 loss, as Rodgers throws 3 touchdowns, Devontae Adams has 104 yards and a score, and Russell Wilson throws 5 interceptions. Even if we lose, I don't think we can do a lot worse than this. Let's certainly hope not. And unfortunately, it's not an embarrassment. In fact, it was a banger of a game, but the Packers do snap our win streak and put a serious dent into our hopes of securing a first-round bye. We now have the same record, and they've got us on the tiebreaker head-to-head. Rodgers, similar to real life, perfect game. Wilson, thankfully, does not throw 5 interceptions. He does throw 1. That could have been the difference for us. Eddie Lacy scores twice. Rawls scores once. Let's look at the receiving numbers here. A few guys getting touchdowns. Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, Doug Baldwin. Charles Clay does score twice, and Eddie Lacy gets another score as a receiver. Bobby Wagner, 16 tackles, 13 for the rookie Blake Martinez. And sacks, you got Chris Jones, Ian Williams, Demontre Moore, his first sack of the season. Interceptions, Sam Shields did get 1. I do want to see, though, the final box score. I mean, was it close throughout? Yeah, looks like the Packers just did a little bit better in the second half. We actually did lead them at halftime. It was close at half. They just outperformed us in the second. perhaps we will see them again in the playoffs. A lot of interesting matchups between these two teams in the 2010s, and the Cardinals are creeping up. So we're worried about the 1 seed, but we really got to worry about the division too, because we know we have another matchup with them. And now for the 1 or the 2 seed, we are on the kind of on the outside looking in. So we got to really get ourselves on track here. If we can win out, I think there's a chance. But next up, we have the 6-6-1 Rams, and this is somehow a primetime game. I'd have to guess it was Thursday Night Football. But regardless of what night the game was played on, it was an easy win for the Seahawks. And actually, based on that picture, you see the color rush. I'd have to imagine it was Thursday Night Football. Goff throws only 135 yards. Wilson throws 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Lockett, 130 yards and a score. And 24-3 is your final score. Let us hope for that in today's matchup. And the Rams do give us exactly what we needed, and what we needed was a victory. 45-28, that secures another 10-win season for the Seahawks. Wilson has a very clean game, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Case Keenum gets picked off 3 times and sacked 4. Wilson gets sacked 5 times. I guess Aaron Donald had a good game. Gurley scores 3 times. Ajayi, Rawls, Russell Wilson, and Trey Mason also racking up rushing scores. Owen Daniels is a Ram. He has 66 yards. Kenny Britt, 114. Kearse finds the end zone. Lockett finds the end zone. Defensively, Aaron Donald, 14 tackles and 3 sacks. Insane. And he's just in year 3. Michael Bennett, Frank Clark, Ian Williams, Richard Sherman, and Cam Chancellor all getting in there for sacks. Interceptions, you had Cam Chancellor, Bobby Wagner, and Earl Thomas. And now with these last few weeks, we'll always take a look at those standings. So we are just 1 game above the Cardinals right now. They've come fighting back. We had a good, solid 2-game lead on them there for a bit, but things are close, and things are very close in the race for that 1 seed. Falcons look like they probably have it locked up. Packers, us, and the Cowboys are all neck and neck for that 2 seed, though. If we can win out and the Packers lose a game, I think we've got it, but I don't know if that will happen. And now we've got the big one. So the 9-5 Arizona Cardinals are coming to town. And despite their rough season, they were 6-8-1 in real life. They do disappoint us here, beating us 34-31 in what was a very good game, low scoring at half. But both teams explode in the 4th quarter. Very exciting game there. Wilson has perhaps his best game of the season, 350 yards and 4 touchdowns in the loss. David Johnson scores 3 touchdowns. J.J. Nelson, 132 yards and a score. And look at Doug Baldwin, 13 catches for 171 and a touchdown. What a crazy game this was. Let's hope for more of the same, and let's hope for a different end result. And wow, this is about as close to real life as it can get. 31-28 is your final, but we do come out on top, so that is massive for us. 468 yards of offense. Wilson, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. We sacked Carson Palmer twice, pick him off once. David Johnson does score twice. Ajayi finds the end zone. Lockett over 100 yards. Charles Clay scores. Larry Fitzgerald scores. Bobby Wagner gets 10 tackles. Sacks, we got Bobby Wagner in there. Frank Clark. And interceptions, we had 1 from Bobby Wagner, and Patrick Peterson did get 1 on Russell Wilson. So that should secure the NFC West for us, right? Yes, it absolutely does. We have won it outright with 1 week left to go. We are 11-4, so 12-4 is still in play. Let's look and see how the NFC West is shaping out. So the Falcons have secured 13 wins, so no 1 seed, but the 2 seed is still alive. The Packers did lose a game. That is huge for us. So right now, it's going to be between us and the Cowboys. I don't know who would get the tiebreaker if we both finish 12-4. I don't think we faced them head-to-head. In fact, I'm about 99% sure we didn't. If we lose, they lose, and the Eagles win, we would still get the tiebreaker over the Eagles, but the Packers could then jump us if we lose and they win. I know that's pretty complicated. In fact, I was probably wrong about half of that. I probably got ahead of myself. But the good news is we've got the 0-15 San Francisco 49ers that we're facing off with here. And this was Chip Kelly's final game in his 1 season as the 49ers head coach. It was a 25-23 game, close call for the Seahawks, but they did come out on top. Not a whole lot going on in terms of statistics. Sean Drawn did score twice, but outside of that, bit of a snoozer, even though it was a close final score. Didn't have a whole lot of playoff implications, but it certainly does here today. Can the 49ers avoid 0-16, and can they keep us from the 1 seed? It's time to find out. And we do get the victory, 28-20, so another pretty close game in terms of how it fared up to real life. Is your final, and that actually does force the Niners into an 0-16 season. That is crazy to think about. They actually outgained us in total yardage. Kaepernick, not a great game. We sack him 4 times. Wilson, not a great game either. Carlos Hyde scores. Jay Ajayi scores. Russell Wilson scores. Torrey Smith, 81 yards and a score. Charles Clay gets a touchdown. Navarro Bowman's the leading tackler. And we did get a few sacks here. Michael Bennett gets 2, Frank Clark and Chris Jones getting in there as well. So Chris Jones had a pretty solid rookie season. James Bradberry also getting another interception, and so does Cam Chancellor. Now that keeps us alive for a potential bye. Let's see how the NFC standings are looking. So looking at the NFC here, we are going to get the 2 seed, it looks like. We end up tying with the Cowboys, but they've got us listed ahead of them. So I think we do end up securing that tiebreaker there. So it's a tight race in the NFC. So Falcons, Seahawks, Cowboys, Eagles, Cardinals, and Packers. Packers a couple weeks ago looking like a potential 1 or 2 seed. And now they're going to have to actually... Who won the NFC West if they are the 6th seed? Or excuse me, the NFC North. I don't know. Oh, actually, you know what? It's the Y's and the X's. I got confused there. So the Packers are going to get a home playoff game, just not a bye. In the AFC, it's the Patriots, Chiefs, Jags, Bills, Bengals, and Steelers. Okay. And let's see how we did statistically. So offense, 10th in the league, not bad. Defense is going to come in 2nd. All right, so definitely what we were hoping for there. Another great year for Russell Wilson. 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, 14 picks. Picks are a little bit high, but honestly better than how he did in real life. In the run game, Rawls had a good season, 1,200 yards and 10 scores. Jay Ajayi also finding the end zone 11 times. Very nice there. Doug Baldwin, 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns, 726 and 2 for Lockett, 676 and 6 for Charles Clay. Very nice. Leading tackler is Bobby Wagner with 133. In terms of sacks, we got 13 out of Michael Bennett, 12 out of Frank Clark, 7 from Chris Jones, and 5.5 from the preseason addition, Ian Williams. 4 picks for Cam Chancellor, and 3 for the rookie, James Bradberry. Not bad at all. And we do get a bye here. So I wasn't sure. I know it was around this time. I think it might actually be a few years later, around 2020 or so, when the NFL decided that only the 1 seed gets a bye. But thankfully in 2016, even the 2 seed gets one. So who are we going to be facing off with in the divisional round? It's going to be the Dallas Cowboys. So really good matchup there. It's going to be Tony Romo, right? Or no, it's 2016. So let's take a quick look at the Cowboys roster. We didn't play them in the regular season, so we don't know. But I think it's going to be Dak Prescott running the show here. It is, and he's an 87 overall, and they also have an 85 Tony Romo backing him up. That's crazy. Jason Witten, Des Bryant still on the roster. You've got a rookie Zeke. Oh my goodness. Byron Jones in just his 2nd year. I kind of forgot he played for the Cowboys. I don't know how I forgot that. Terrence Williams, Anthony Brown, DeMarcus Lawrence in just year 3 before he really blew up. Morris Claiborne, Jalen Smith, the rookie, is an interesting team. 12-4, they have that record for a reason. They are a good team, but let's see if we can beat them. And for the first time of the series, I am going to be able to give you guys a play-by-play. Madden 16 had not created the Super Sim feature yet. Madden 17 does have it, so let me know if you guys enjoy the play-by-play. Me personally, I think it adds a level of immersion to the rebuild, do-over, whatever you want to call this. I think it's fun. And that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So let me move my face over to where it normally is for this, and we will go ahead and see. It is the Atlanta Falcons moving on over the Green Bay Packers. That is who we would see in the conference championship game. Let me make sure I've got my speed right here, and we are just going to do a full play-by-play and see who's winning It is going to be the Dallas Cowboys getting the ball first. Touchback. Des Bryant is returning kicks, I guess. First play, Zeke gains 4, 2nd and 6. He gains 4 again. It is 3rd and 2. Knocked away by Bobby Wagner. Cowboys will go 3 and out. Good punt. Fair catch at the 19. 1st and 10. Seahawks first possession. Russell Wilson will gain 4 on the ground. 2nd and 6. Rawls will gain 4. It's 3rd and 2. Rawls will gain 5. It's a first down for the Seahawks. They're at the 32. Knocked away by Byron Jones. 2nd and 10. Wilson will gain 5. It's 3rd and 5. And he hits Charles Clay for 8. Another first down at the 46. Hits Kearse for 6. They're past midfield. 2nd and 4. Dropped by Clay. 3rd and 4. Hits Clay for 6. He redeems himself. Another first down at the 42. Rawls will gain 4. It's 2nd and 6 at the 38. Penalty against the defense. It's Morris Claiborne. Rawls will gain 5. They're at the 26. Rawls, 18-yard reception. They're at the 8. 1st and goal, Seattle. Rawls will gain 4. It is 2nd and goal at the 4. And touchdown, Jermaine Kearse. And the Seattle Seahawks are going to take the early 7-0 lead here in the divisional round over the Dallas Cowboys. And look at the red end zone. Zeke will gain 5 on the next possession. It's 2nd and 5. He gains 4 on the next play. It is 3rd and 1. And Dak throws it away. And they punt. So 2 3 and out here. Forced by Seattle. They'll take over at the 35. Penalty against DeMarcus Lawrence. 1st and 5. Lockett, 8-yard gain. They're at the 48. 1st and 10. Rawls will gain 5. 2nd and 5 at the 48. Rawls gains 4. They're at the 44. 3rd and 1. Lockett, 16-yard gain. They're at the 28. Wilson will pick up 4 on the ground. 2nd and 6. Rawls loses 3. First quarter winding down. 3rd and 9. Knocked away by Jalen Smith. And we missed a play. I don't know if he missed a field goal or what, but the Cowboys do have the ball. It is 3rd and 3. Cole Beasley will have the first down for the Cowboys. They're at midfield. Beasley again for 23. They're at the 27. Penalty against Casey Hayward. They're at the 4. 1st and goal, Cowboys. Zeke scores. I hate how when the quarter ends, it doesn't show you occasionally what happened. Like, did we miss a kick? Was there a turnover? Did we go for it? I don't know, but the game is tied. 1st and 10, Seattle. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Rawls gains 4. 3rd and 6. Luke Wilson, the tight end, gains 17. Wilson will gain 5. They're at the 49. 2nd and 5. Rawls picks up 4. 3rd and 1. Rawls again for 5. They're at the 41. 1st and 10. Rawls for 4. They're at the 37. 2nd and 6. Doug Baldwin has a 20-yard reception. They're at the 16. Rawls will gain 4. They're at the 13. 2nd and 6. Sacked by DeMarcus Lawrence. 3rd and 13. Touchdown, Doug Baldwin. It's a 20-yard score, and the Seahawks are back on top. 14-7 with 3:01 left in the first half. Cowboys take over at the 26. Zeke will gain 5. 2nd and 5. Zeke again for 5. Brings up 1st and 10. Zeke for 5 yet again. They're at the 41. Des Bryant, his first catch is a 20-yarder. They're at the 39. Zeke, another 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. Dak throws it away. 3rd and 5. He throws it away again. It's actually incomplete. 4th and 5. Dan Bailey hits the 51-yarder. It's a 14-10 game with 2:18 left in the half. Touchback Seattle, 1st and 10. Rawls will gain 4. 2-minute warning approaching. We might miss a play. I think we did. Seattle does get a first down. They're at the 38. Knocked away by Scandrick. It's 2nd and 10. Lockett, 1-yard gain. 3rd and 9. Knocked away again by Scandrick. 4th and 9. They punt. Cowboys will take over at the 23. 1st and 10. Sacked by Michael Bennett. 2nd and 15. Dak will gain 4. It's 3rd and 11. And Zeke will gain 4. Cowboys go 3 and out, and they'll punt. And Seattle will take over at the 33. 1 timeout remaining. Minute 22 left. First down is incomplete. 2nd and 10. Incomplete again. 3rd and 10. And Jay Ajayi, 18-yard reception. They're at the 50. Sacked by Malik Collins, of course. 2nd and 18. Penalty against the defense. 18-yard penalty. They're at the 40. Knocked away by Anthony Brown. It's 2nd and 10. Knocked away by Scandrick. He's had a good game today. 3rd and 10. Knocked away. They're at the 40. Not field goal range. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I'm sorry, Steven Hauschka, but apparently you can hit that 57-yarder like no problem. It is 17-10. And Zeke might have a first down here. 3rd and inches. No, not quite. And they'll punt. 17 seconds left, 1 timeout remaining. 17-10 is likely your score heading into the half. It is, so wow. Big kick there by Steven Hauschka. We're up by a touchdown, and we will get the ball to start the second half. 1st and 10. Rawls will gain 5. He's had a pretty good game today. 2nd and 5. Luke Wilson gains 2. It is 3rd and 3. Charles Clay gains 15 at the 47 now. Rawls will gain 4. 2nd and 6. Curse will gain 6. Brings up a first down. Rawls will pick up 5. They're at the 38. And fumble recovered by DeMarcus Lawrence. Cowboys take over. Passes dropped. 2nd and 10. Terrence Williams gains 2. It's 3rd and 8. Beasley will gain 7. They're at the 45. And they punt. Bit of a cowardly play, but down to the 3. 1st and 10 Seattle. Rawls will gain 4, giving them some breathing room. Baldwin will gain 6. That is a 3rd and 1 now, and Charles Clay gets the first down, gain of 6. They're at the 18. Lockett gains 8 at the 26 now, 2nd and 2. Baldwin again for 8. He is hurt on the play. They're at the 34. 1st and 10. Rawls gains 4. 2nd and 6. Wilson throws it away. It's 1st and I don't know what happened there. Penalty against the offense. 3rd and 11. And Charles Clay will gain 8. And Seattle will punt. 13-yard return. Cowboys get it at the 25. Still down by 7. Dak throws it away. 2nd and 10. Sacked by Michael Bennett. It is 3rd and 17. And he throws it away. Excuse me, it's incomplete. They will punt. Seahawks take over at the 38. Good field position. Rawls gains 4, 3rd quarter winding down. 2nd and 6, he gains 4 again. It's 3rd and 2. And Jermaine Kearse gains 18. Seattle now at the 36. Rawls will gain 4. We're at the 31. Knocked away by Brown. 3rd and 6. Hits Baldwin for 7. The drive remains alive. 9 seconds left. And we have entered the 4th quarter. Seattle driving. 2nd and 7. Rawls gains 4. It is 3rd and 3. And Baldwin has another first down, gain of 9. Will bring up 1st and goal at the 9. Rawls gains 3. 2nd and goal. Rawls gains 5. They are at the 1-yard line, and it is a touchdown, Thomas Rawls. Seattle will take a 2-score lead. Extra point is good. 24-10 with 5 minutes remaining. It's not over, but it's looking good. 1st and 10 Cowboys. Passes incomplete. 2nd and 10. Witten gains 2. 3rd and 8. Prescott hits Terrence Williams for 20. Next play, he gains 4. 2nd and 6 at the 49. Des Bryant gains 10. They're at the 40. Zeke, 13-yard reception. They're at the 27. Prescott will throw it away. It's 2nd and 10. Witten will gain 9. 3rd and 1. Sacked by Ian Williams. Big play. 4th and 5. And it's dropped by Jason Witten. Seahawks take over on downs. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10, 4:02 remaining. Baldwin will gain 6. It's 3rd and 4. And Jay Ajayi has an 8-yard reception. Seahawks going to start grinding out some clock. Rawls will gain 5. 2nd and 5. He gains 5 again. Is that a first down? It is. He gains 4. 2:40 left to play. They're at the 50. Jay Ajayi has a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 1. He picks up the first down. We are now inside the 2-minute warning. Ajayi again for 4. 3rd and 2. He gains 4 again, just grinding it out. Cowboys have used all of their timeouts. This thing is over. Ajayi just keeps picking up 4 yards every time he touches it. He gains 3 that time, but he needed 2. And Russell Wilson is going to kneel this thing out. So it was close at halftime. But ultimately, we got the score we needed, and the Cowboys just could not do anything against the Legion of Boom here in this second half. Nothing at all. They looked on the verge of scoring, but we end up stopping them in the red zone, and we are moving on to the conference championship game. So now this will be the 4th straight year that the Seattle Seahawks have made it to the NFC Championship game. Crazy. And we're not going to get super in-depth, but those are your final stats. So Dak Prescott, not the game he wanted to have. 126 yards, no passing scores, but the future is bright for the rookie. And Russell Wilson did what he needed to. 264 yards, 2 scores, and the win. Also got to show some love to Thomas Rawls. Put the team on his back. 32 carries, 126 yards. Very nice game there for Thomas Rawls. And now it's time for the conference championship game. In this one, we actually get to see, unlike last year, remember it was a close, heartbreaking loss to the Vikings. And this year, it is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I need a little bit of a refresher here. I know that we saw them earlier in the season. Was that a win for us? Not that it matters right now, but no, it was a 28-34 loss. Very close game. It was at home. This time, we got to travel to Atlanta, take them on inside the dome. And it's time to see which one of us is going to Super Bowl 51. And here we go, guys. Big moment here. We call it a dynasty do-over, and to be a dynasty, you gotta win rings. And to win rings, you gotta win the conference championship game. So here we go. Can we do it? And if we do, we get the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl. So that would be a very interesting matchup for us. Actually, a Super Bowl rematch, just this time with, dare I say, more exciting rosters. Pittsburgh Steelers actually a contender for my next dynasty do-over. If you're still watching, let me know who you want to see in the next Dynasty do-over. I'm thinking maybe the Steelers, maybe the Drew Brees Saints, I don't know. But anyways, here we go. So Matt Ryan and the Falcons will get the ball first. Number 1 seed in the NFC. 1st and 10, Devontae Freeman will gain 8. It's 2nd and 2. Freeman will gain 4. No 3 announced this time. 1st and 10, Jacob Tamme gains 23. Freeman will gain 4. They're at the 36. 2nd and 6, Ryan will gain 4. 3rd and 2, Freeman will lose 2, so they are at the 34, and Matt Bryant is good. 3-0 lead here for the Falcons. Pretty successful first drive. We did get the stop, though. 1st and 10, how do we respond? Marcel Reese will gain 6. 2nd and 4, Charles Clay gains 7. We've got a first down at the 38. Knocked away by Keanu Neal. 2nd and 10, Wilson gains 4. 3rd and 6, Curse will gain 8. 1st and 10, Rawls will gain 5. 2nd and 5, knocked away by Deion Jones. 3rd and 5, and knocked away by Philip Wheeler, so we will punt here. And it is a touchback. 1st and 10, Falcons up 3. Freeman will gain 5. 2nd and 5, Ryan will gain 4. 3rd and 1, Freeman gains 5. 1st and 10, Freeman gains 11. They're at the 44. Julio Jones, his first catch is a 6-yarder. 2nd and 4, Freeman gains 5. 1st and 10, Freeman again for 5. They're at the 40. Freeman, 19-yard reception. They're at the 21. Intercepted by Bobby Wagner on the next play. Seahawks take over at the 32. Big play there, needed that. 2nd and 6 now. Rawls will gain 4. 3rd and 1, Rawls will gain 5. 1st and 10. Lockett gains 6. First quarter has ended. 2nd and 4. Rawls gains 4. They're at the 44. 3rd and inches. Rawls gains 4. They are at the 40. Rawls again for 4. They're at the 35. 2nd and 6. Knocked away. 3rd and 6. Lockett gains 18. We're at the 18-yard line. Rawls for 4. We're at the 14. 2nd and 6. Touchdown. Russell Wilson to Thomas Rawls. And we have got the early lead here over the Atlanta Falcons. 7-3. 5:12 left in the first half. Touchback. Julio Jones will gain 17. They're at the 42. Freeman gains 14. The Falcons are mad. Not good. Sanu will gain 1. 2nd and 9. Freeman gains 5. They're at the 39. 3rd and 4. Throws it away. We needed that. 4th and 4. And Matt Bryant is good from 55. So it's a 7-6 game here. Falcons moving the ball pretty efficiently, but we've held tight when we needed to. 2nd and 10 now. Rawls gains 4. It's 3rd and 6. Charles Clay will gain 20. They're at the 49. 1st and 10. Rawls gains 4. 2nd and 6 at the 47. Rawls gains 10. We're at the 37. Penalty against the defense. 1st and 10 at the 32. Knocked away by Grady Jarrett. 2nd and 10. Jay Ajayi will gain 4. It is 3rd and 6. Curse gains 6. Is that enough for the first down? It is. Wilson will gain 7. We are at the 16. 2nd and 3. Ajayi will have a first down. We're at the 12. 2-minute warning approaching. Pass incomplete. Intended for Ajayi. 2nd and 10. Ajayi gains 5. Inside of the 2-minute warning. Now 3rd and 5 at the 7. And they show us the last play again. Now 3rd and 5. Lockett will gain 3. We are at the 4. and we'll take the points. So Steven Hauschka will make it a 10-6 game. Me personally, I would have gone for it, but I understand taking the points. 1st and 10, dropped by Sanu. 2nd and 10, penalty against the offense. 2nd and 15, Julio will gain 6. It's 3rd and 9, and it's incomplete, intended for Tammy. Falcons go 3 and out. Seahawks take over at the 31. 2 timeouts left, minute 41 and a half. Knocked away on 1st down, 2nd and 10. Rawls will gain 10. They're at the 40, 3rd and 1. Penalty against Max Unger. It's a 10-yarder. 3rd and 10, sacked by Brooks Reed. Hate to see that. Punt is fair caught at the 34. 1st and 10 Falcons. Sanu will gain 8. Falcons at the 41. Freeman will gain 4. They're at the 45. Tammy gains 21. Falcons definitely in field goal range. Gabriel will gain 9. 2nd and 1. Dropped by Sanu. It's 3rd and 1. And knocked away by Cam Chancellor. 4th and 1. Matt Bryant will take the points. And props to this red zone defense, even just outside of the red zone, holding the Falcons to field goals. Seahawks going to try and score before the half. Intercepted, though, by Ricardo Allen. That is not good. That is not good at all. 2nd and 10. Gabriel will gain 20. They're at the 6. Knocked away by KJ Wright. 2nd and goal. Intercepted by Casey Hayward. Oh my goodness. And this Seahawks defense is doing everything that they can to keep Russell Wilson in this game, bro. Oh my goodness. Let's look at those stats, though. I mean, bro has a 50% completion rate. He has 98 passing yards, and he's still leading. I mean, this defense is clutch. At the 6-yard line, you get an interception like that. Wow. And we will get the ball here to start the second half. We're up by 1. This is a nail-biter. 1st and 10. Rawls will gain 4. It is 2nd and 6. Wilson gains 5. 3rd and 1. You can't afford a 3 and out, and you don't get one. Rawls will gain 5. Rawls for 5 again. 2nd and 5. Charles Clay picks up 17. They're at the 39. Rawls gains 8 in field goal range. 2nd and 2. Baldwin for 8. They're driving. 1st and 10 at the 24. Russell Wilson will gain 4. 2nd and 6. Baldwin for 9. They're at the 11. Rawls gains 5. We're at the 6. 2nd and 5. Touchdown, Charles Clay. And the extra point is good. It's an 8-point game, 17-9 with 3:22 left in the 3rd quarter. Great drive by the Seahawks. 1st and 10. Tammy will gain 2. 2nd and 8. Julio gains 11. He's hurt on the play, but I don't know how relevant that is. I've got injuries turned off. Tammy gains 7. 2nd and 3. Freeman gains 4. 1st and 10 at the 48. He loses 3. They're at the 46. 2nd and 13. He gains back 5. He's also hurt on the play. 3rd and 8 at the 49. Sanu will gain just 3. And the Falcons will punt for a touchback. 1st and 10 Seattle. Rawls gains 5. 2nd and 5. Lockett will gain 12. Rawls gains 5. 2nd and 6. Rawls, 24-yard reception. They're at the 35. Jermaine Kearse will gain 11. We're at the 24. Looking good. Just don't turn it over. Doug Baldwin will gain 2. It's 2nd and 8. He gains 22 as the fourth quarter starts. Luke Wilson has a touchdown. It is 24-9 with 5:59 to play. And this Seahawks team came to play in the second half, specifically Russell Wilson and the offense. Tammy will gain 6. Gabriel gains 17. Falcons not going away without a fight, though. Tammy will gain 2. It's 2nd and 8. Dropped by Sanu. 3rd and 8. Knocked away by Chancellor. 4th and 8. And they punt. Why you punt? You're down by 2 scores with 5.5 to play and you're going to punt? I mean, I guess what do I know? But still. 2nd and 6. Rawls gains 3. 3rd and 3. Clay gains 17. That's why you don't punt. Rawls gains 14. The Falcons defense, their spirits are breaking. And honestly, it's for the best. They're going to avoid getting 28-3 here. 3rd and 4. Lockett will gain 2. I shouldn't speak too soon. Falcons will get the ball at the 14. 3:43 left to play. It'd be an epic choke job here if we were to lose this game. 2nd and 10 dropped by Sanu. 3rd and 10. Freeman will gain 26 on the reception. They're at the 40. Gabriel gains 8. 2nd and 2. Knocked away by Deshaun Shed. 3rd and 2. Julio gains 11. They're at the 41 and moving. Gabriel for 15. They're at the 26. Tammy for 2, they're at the 24. He's hurt on the play. Everyone's hurt in this game. 2nd and 8, Sanu gains 12. They are at the 12. 1st and 10, Freeman gains 3. They're likely going to score here. 2nd and 7, Tammy gains 3. 3rd and 4, touchdown Mohamed Sanu. Still alive. The extra point is good. They are down by 8. And they will kick off. 2:37 left to play. They do have all 3 timeouts. Touchback. Doug Baldwin gains 15. 1st and 10. Lockett gains 15. We're inside the 2-minute warning. Gutsy calls there by Seattle. 1st and 10. Now do you start grinding clock? Rawls gains 5. 2nd and 5. He gains 5 again. Falcons using their timeouts. 3rd and inches. Ajayi gains 4. He'll gain 5. And the Seahawks are likely going to be able to put this thing away. He gains 5 again. 3rd and inches. Rawls will gain 3. It's over. It is over. Russell Wilson's going to kneel it out, and we are Super Bowl bound, ladies and gentlemen. We're rewriting the history books here. Matt Ryan has no idea what we just saved him from. But we are moving on to Super Bowl 51. So now the Seattle Seahawks have been to 3 out of the last 4 Super Bowls, and they are searching for victory number 2 on this road to the dynasty that we want them to be. But can we take down the Pittsburgh Steelers? It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. It was a pretty even game in the first half. It's just we really turned things on in the second. Russell Wilson, props to him. He had a few really nice drives there to put the Falcons away. And shout out to the defense too. I mean, amazing work by them all around. And here we go, guys. Super Bowl 51. It is not Patriots-Falcons. It is Seahawks-Steelers. What an interesting matchup there. It's going to be a fun one. Remember, these two teams had a fun game in 2015. Now they get to see each other in the Super Bowl. It's going to be a blast. Let's hop in there and see who comes out on top with the full play-by-play. And here we go, guys. This is where dynasties are made. Can we get ring number 2 for Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, the Legion of Boom, still all fully intact here. There's AB coming off an amazing season. Doug Baldwin also coming off a great one in his own right. And man, this is going to be a lot of fun here. Let's just look a little bit, just a second, at the Super Bowl presentation of this game. So you got the Seahawks coming out. There's Big Ben. I'm not a big Steelers guy. I'm not going to recognize a lot of these. I think number 10, I think that's Martavis Bryant. You might have Marcus Wheaton there, perhaps. And man, so weird seeing that Super Bowl 51 logo and these two teams coming out to it. I mean, it gives you nostalgia in just a couple of weird ways. I mean, that logo you just always associate, for me personally, I think everyone else does, with 28-3. But now in video game world, we're going to see here. This is where legacies are made. Could this be ring number 2 for Russell Wilson, or could it be another one for Big Ben? I mean, this is career shaping right here. And you guys will notice I turned up the clock a little bit, because when you go in for the full play-by-play slow mode, it's like each team gets like 1 possession per half, and that's just not super realistic. So we should hopefully see each team get the ball a little bit more, and we should have a realistic final score, realistic results here. But let's hop in. I'm going to move myself. I'm actually going to just scoot myself over here. I don't know where the best place for my face is. I'd like to have myself in there somewhere, unless you guys object, which, okay, I don't need to see that. We're not playing the game. All right, but Big Ben and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get the ball here to start the Super Bowl. So let's see what they can do with it. The Killer Bees. High snap. Roethlisberger will pass. That looked ugly, but it is complete to whoever 89 is. Is that Ladarius Green, maybe? I don't know who that is. Yeah, I think it is. Props to me for the memory. Ladarius Green. All right, but big gainer there. And they are at the 49. Couple backs in the backfield with Big Ben. It's going to be a handoff here, and he is swallowed. What a big hit there that Le'Veon Bell just took by Chris Jones. Oh my goodness. Show me the replay on that. They're not going to, because they're going to show me the Steelers' offensive line. And the Steelers, to their credit, they had a good O-line in the 2010s. And they had a great group of weapons here. They're not going to show us the replay, but that was just a great play by Chris Jones, the rookie, stuffing Le'Veon Bell with the big hit. Now Ben is going to take the snap here. It's a play action. He's got time, and he's got a man open. That is Antonio Brown. Big gainer there, so Big Ben is 2 of 2 for 47 yards on this opening drive. AB, that is a 22-yard reception for him. And the Steelers are in business here. They're at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. It's another handoff, and he is swallowed up again. So we might have that advantage there in the run game. And let's look now at the Seahawks defense. I do like this little presentation style. Seahawks D-line, solid of course. Here are your linebackers. Mike Morgan, kind of the weakness there. And then, I mean, does it get much better than this? Casey Hayward, the new addition to the Legion of Boom. Hasn't shown up in the stat sheet a whole lot outside of last week where he did have that clutch interception on Matt Ryan. And Steelers, 2nd and 10 now. Big Ben will take the snap. It's another handoff, and Le'Veon Bell cannot get anything going here early. The Seahawks D-line came to play. It is 3rd and 8. Scary play, though, because Big Ben has been great to start things off here. He'll take the snap. It's a quick pass, and he is brought down. Great tackle there. And that is Cam Chancellor. Excuse me, that is Earl Thomas. Please forgive me, guys. Please forgive me. It's been a long day. I've been recording this for a few hours straight. Cut me some slack. Earl Thomas with the clutch tackle. And the Steelers will settle for 3 here. And the kick is good. So 3-0 here in the Super Bowl. Things didn't look great for us to start, but just like last week, we hold them when it matters. So 3-0, and now Russell Wilson will have a chance to show what he can do in this first drive. Definitely looking for some Super Bowl revenge here. We don't want to see any goal line interceptions this time. We do get called for an illegal block in the back. We'll take over at the 17 to start things off. And here's the first possession of Super Bowl 51 for Russell Wilson. So he's under center. Got a couple guys in the backfield. It's a handoff, and swallowed up is Thomas Rawls. No gain on the play, so both teams coming in showing great run defense, at least on that first play. Wilson under center. He's got Rawls in the backfield. He's going to pass. He's got time. He finds Rawls, and Rawls is going to have a short gain of just about 3 on that play. Brought down by Ryan Shazier. Now it is going to be 3rd and 6 for Seattle. So you got to hope for anything but a 3 and out here. Wilson's under center. He takes the snap. He will pass. He's got time. And he was pressured there, but ultimately he throws it incomplete to the middle of the field. 4th and 6. Seattle is going to go 3 and out here. 3:01 left in the first quarter, punting from their own 21-yard line. And the punt is on the way. It will be returned by about the 30. Good return up to about the 44-yard line by Antonio Brown. 14-yard return on the play. And the Steelers will take over at the 44-yard line. And Big Ben about to take the snap here. Good opening drive. It's a handoff to Bell, who has a decent run there. That is a gain of about 6 on the play. It looked like it could have been more, but Seahawks swarmed in there. So 2nd and 4 now. Big Ben looks like he's got an extra lineman in there maybe. It's a handoff to Bell, who stutter steps his way to a gain of about 2. He's averaging about 2 yards a carry. Steelers trying to run the ball. They've already given him the ball 5 times. It is 3rd and 2. At the 48, minute 55 left in the first quarter. Ben takes the snap, and he finds a man open. It is Bell, who has just enough for the first down. So Roethlisberger is 4 of 4 to start this game, and that is just a 3-yard gain by Bell, but they needed 2. And they get the first down. Fullback is in there. It is a handoff, and he gets a decent block, but not a whole lot else. He does gain 5 on the play. Solid gain there. Steelers at the 40. About a minute left in the first quarter, up by 3. Big Ben alone in the backfield. He'll take the snap here. And quick strike. And that is a good gain of about 14 by Antonio Brown. Big Ben, 5 of 5 for 70 yards. Antonio Brown has 36 of those. And the Steelers get a first down there at the 26-yard line. Ben under center. He takes the snap. It is a handoff. And Le'Veon Bell is swallowed up. Only gains about 3 there. Steelers don't have to call a play before the quarter ends. Will they, though? They will. It is a handoff, I think, to D'Angelo Williams. Might not show us. They're showing us first quarter highlights, but Williams is going to have no gain on the play, brought down by Frank Clark. And the second quarter has started, so Pittsburgh now, 3rd and 8. Seahawks got to get a stop here. It is a play action, and it is off target. Looks like he possibly had his man open. Who's number 14? I can't read that jersey. I don't know, but Big Ben off target there. So 4th and 8, they will settle for 3 once again. Any day now. The kick is up. It is good. So the Steelers up 6-0 here in the Super Bowl. And they will kick off. 6:52 left in the half. Seahawks went 3 and out on their only possession of the game so far. Steelers have controlled the clock, despite not running the ball incredibly well. Good return up to the 32. And yeah, 87 yards of offense to just 3 for the Seahawks. We got to see something here. 1st and 10 at the 32. Wilson takes the snap. It's a play action. He's going to throw it. That is way off target. I don't know who that was to. Honestly, intentional grounding is what that looked like. That was ugly. Ugh, okay, 2nd and 10 though. So, not the start we were hoping for. He's going to pass again, hopefully better this time. He's going to find his running back again. Rawls breaks a tackle and has a gain of about 8. It is going to bring up 3rd and 2. They're at the 41. Seahawks trying to avoid going 3 and out on their first 2 possessions. Wilson under center. He's going to take the snap here. It is a play action. He's rolling. He throws, and incomplete. Okay, so Russell Wilson, 2 of 5 for 11 yards, and Seattle will punt from the 41-yard line. This is not the start the Seahawks offense was hoping for. They are not doing Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, and Earl Thomas any favors. They will punt. It's a touchback. And yeah, this is a bad start for the Seahawks offense. The defense has held strong when they needed to. They've allowed some big plays, but how much longer can they hold like this against Big Ben? I don't know. First down, though. And Bell still getting swallowed up. Still trying to force him. He will gain 3. It is 2nd and 7. 5:30 or so left in the half. Big Ben in the gun. He'll take the snap. Oh, and the interception is dropped. Oh, I don't know who that was, but they just squandered a golden opportunity there. Will it show us the replay? No, of course it won't. God forbid it give us a little bit of presentation value here. Replays must have been implemented in a later Madden as a highlighted feature. Big Ben, 3rd and 7. And he is pressured, and he gets it off, and it's complete. Are you serious? Oh, my goodness. And I still don't know who number 14 is. Sammy Coates. We're letting Sammy Coates do this to us. Are you serious? Oh, my God. What is 95 doing? Like, 95 was just jogging to him. And Richard Sherman is getting dogged out here by Sammy Coates, bro. What is going on? 1st and 10 for the Steelers. That is a heartbreaking play right there, bro. Someone jumped. If you guys, I mean, rewind it. Someone on the defensive line jumped, but we got away with it. 2nd and 9. They're at the 49. Could have been a great 3 and out there. And we dropped an interception, too. Already forgot about that. Finds his man. Sammy Coates again. You're telling me that the downfall of the Legion of Boom is going to be Sammy Coates. This is pathetic, bro. I mean, 3 catches for 42 yards in the first half. I mean, he's not destroying us, but still. Big Ben in the gun. It is a play action. He's pressured. Couple Seahawks in the area, but no turnovers. Who's 26 for us? That's James Bradbury. All right, the rookie. Balanced offense for the Steelers. 10 passes, 10 rushes. 2nd and 10. What do they do here at the 29? I'm going to guess run. It is. And looks like our defense knew that too, because they are going to stop Le'Veon Bell for no gain. Now 3rd and 10. Here's where things have gotten dicey for us. They're at the 39, so if you get a stop here, it'd be a tough field goal. Play action. And it is caught. Oh my goodness. What is going on? By Antonio Brown. And they were going to show us the replay, but I got impatient. Casey Hayward, good coverage, just not good enough. Steelers at the 22. I mean, this is bad. This is really bad. And Le'Veon Bell just cannot get anything going. I mean, how are we holding Le'Veon Bell to 21 yards on 11 carries? But I just don't get it. I mean, we're only down by 6 right now. It's just the way that we're down by 6, I'm disappointed. It's another handoff. Looked like he could have had something there, but Seahawks just closing in. So run defense is OP in this game, clearly. 10 seconds left before the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 10. They don't have to call a play. It looks like they will. Big Ben in the gun alone. He takes a snap. He is pressured. It's to the end zone, and it is way too far out of the end zone. So 2-minute warning. And the Steelers will try to make it a 9-0 lead right here. And the kick is up. And it is good. So 9-0. 153 left in the first half. This has been a snoozer. And I think that Seahawks-Steelers Super Bowl in like 2005 was a snoozer as well. But this one might be worse. Honestly. And we'll get the ball at the 30. Another solid return. But man, we got to do something before halftime. Even just a field goal, bro. We cannot go into the half scoreless. Like Russell Wilson, come on, bro. If the Legion of Boom didn't already have something against you before, they do now, but not anymore, as we've got our first down of the game. That was a big play there. Seahawks going to call the hurry-up curse. Gain of 21. So Seahawks at the 48. Wilson is going to pass. Another quick strike there to Lockett, who's going to gain about 9. So 2nd and 1. They're going to keep it moving. And this is what we needed to see. This is exactly what we needed to see. 2nd and 1 for the Seahawks. Wilson in the gun. He's got Rawls with him. He's going to pass. Quick strike there. It is caught and getting some nice yardage after the catch. That is Jermaine Kearse, who's down to the 16. So just like that, the Seahawks offense has come to life. They're at the 16-yard line. And it's looking like they could get us the first touchdown of the game here. They have come alive after being dead in the water those first 2 drives. Rawls is going to have a decent gain there of about 8. Seahawks going to call a timeout. I don't know if I agree with the way they're using these timeouts. You got plenty of time. What you're doing is giving Pittsburgh time for when they get the ball back. Wilson in the gun. Rawls with him. He sends Lockett in motion. He's going to take the snap. Caught. No, it is dropped. Couldn't quite get that done in traffic, and now that will bring up 3rd and 2 at the 8, 54 seconds remaining. I'd run it here personally. They will not, though. Wilson looking, has a man, And Lockett is going to be down at the 2. Clock is running. Lockett has been big on this drive. 3 catches for 49 yards. About 35 seconds left in the half. Seahawks heavy formation here. Is this where they run it? Let's see. 30 seconds. It is a handoff, and Thomas Rawls is in for the score. And look at that. He loses the ball when he's trying to celebrate. But things are looking good now for the Seahawks. Definitely needed that. And I don't think they gave them, the Steelers, quite enough time to do something before the half. I'm sure they'll try, but leaving them with 28 seconds is a lot better than what I thought we were going to be leaving them with. So this was a good, much-needed drive here for the Seattle Seahawks. And they'll kick off. And they will get the ball back at half. That is a short kickoff. What are we doing? Breaks the tackle or makes a guy miss. Wastes a little bit of time, though. And AB will get the Steelers to the 30. So 24 seconds, and they do have all 3 timeouts. They've had some success passing the ball today. It's looking like they're going to try. They've got 3 receivers out there. And Big Ben will pass. He's stepping up. He's got time. And makes a few guys miss. That's Le'Veon Bell. Good gain there. He is up to the 48. Steelers call a timeout with 16 seconds remaining. They could definitely get themselves in the field goal range here. Big Ben's in the gun. We haven't gotten the pressure on him I'd like to. He'll take the snap here. He's getting pressured, and it is incomplete. It looked like it was a screen pass that he was going for there. So 2nd and 10, 12 seconds remaining. That's what we needed to see. Just get him off balance a little bit if you can. So he's in the gun. 2nd and 10. And can't quite get the pressure we want. It is caught. Oh my goodness. With 4 seconds remaining, Martavis Bryant makes a huge grab in traffic to get the Steelers into field goal range. Wow. Will they show us? No, they're going to show us Pete Carroll, who's got plastic wrap on his face, it looks like. And the Steelers are likely going to take a 12-7 lead into the half. Assuming the kick is good here, which it is. So 12-7 at the half. And now we get to watch, who was it? Lady Gaga? Was this Lady Gaga's year? I think it was. Anyways, we're going to miss Bad Romance, and we're going to get the ball here. And returned. Decent return up to the 33-yard line. I'm about out of water here, so I need some excitement. Losing my voice, just like the Seahawks are losing this game. 1st and 10 at the 33. Wilson's going to hand it off. Rawls hesitates, but makes something happen out of nothing. He's going to gain 4 there. Not bad. If the Seahawks win this game, like, who's your Super Bowl MVP? Like, no one's really shined so far. Rawls scored, but that's it. Wilson is going to fake it. He's got all day. He's going to throw it deep. And it looks like drew the pass interference. Yes, okay, so definitely needed that. And we do. I don't know who it was, but we draw the penalty there, and that is huge for us. We definitely needed that. I don't know if they'll show us the replay or not. It won't, but we are at the 22. So now 2 straight drives where we've had some movement. It is going to be a handoff here. Rawls is stuffed. They knew that was coming. I think that's Cam Hayward. It's a loss of 3 on the play. Yuck. 2nd and 13 would be huge to get a touchdown here and get our first lead of the game. Wilson is going to hand it off again. He's got space, and he is brought down. And that is Rawls. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Decent run there. But 3rd down, this is the money down. Wilson has got 4 receivers out wide. He's going to pass. He's got time. He's moving. Scramble, bro. You look at that open field. He's going to throw it. No, don't scramble. Throw the touchdown pass right there. And who is that? That is Doug Baldwin, I believe. Yes, Doug Baldwin has the first receiving score of the game. And it should show us the replay here. I mean, Wilson, if he wanted to run there, he had a wide open field. If this wasn't a touchdown, I would have been really upset. But there is Doug Baldwin with the clutch play there. Just what this team needed. Just what we needed to get right back into this. And it looks like they're going to go for 2. That makes sense. What's the play going to be here, though? Hopefully not a goal line interception. Sends Richardson in motion. He is going to sprint his way into that drop. What's he doing? No, not quite. Couldn't quite get that one done, but we do still lead by 1 here. So we'll certainly take that. 5:19 left in the third quarter. But the Seahawks do have momentum. Now we just got to see the Legion of Boom do what the Legion of Boom does best. Brought down hard at the 31. So now Big Ben, great in the first half. Can they get the run game going, or will they just abandon that? Looks like they got a fullback in there. It's going to be a handoff, and he is decked in the backfield, man. Oh my goodness, by Frank Clark and Chris Jones. Wow. That was a beautiful play there by our defensive line. It will show us the replay. Here's the handoff. He had no chance. No chance whatsoever. If only our pass defense could be even half as good as our run defense has been today. We have just stuffed them. They've had nothing for Le'Veon Bell. He's going to send Brown in motion. That's scary. He's going to pass, 2nd and 13. All day, off target. So it's 3rd and 13. If we could just get them off the field here. I mean, we need that. We desperately need that. He's got 5 receivers alone in the backfield. 3rd and 13. He's going to find someone here. Just watch. Oh, he is sacked. I was going for the reverse jinx, and I got it. So 4th and 20, Michael Bennett is going to get the first sack of the game for the Seahawks. And the Steelers will have to punt for the first time today. How's that feel? So, could be seeing another comeback in the Super Bowl. Obviously not of the same epic proportions, but a comeback nonetheless. As we will take over at the 34. We are up by 1 now. We didn't lead at all in the first half. Wilson's going to take the snap today, hopefully. There he goes. Rawls is not going to find much of anything. He does gain 3. He's not had a good day on the ground, but he's had a better day than Le'Veon Bell has, so take that for what it's worth. Now 2nd and 7 at the 37. Wilson takes the snap, he fakes it, and he's throwing. It is complete, and that is Tyler Lockett, I believe. Yes, and Lockett is going to have a huge gain there. He is down at the 3-yard line. Picks up 47 yards after the catch, and what a play there by the second-year receiver. Makes number 31 miss, and he just has wide open field ahead of him. Doesn't quite have the gas to get into the end zone, but it doesn't matter. Wow. That is a huge, huge, huge play here for the Seahawks. Lockett's got 69 yards, and now the Seahawks really have a chance if they can get something going. Oh, man. I want to say they wish they had Marshawn Lynch, but I don't even know if Marshawn Lynch could compete with how this run defense is set up in this game. So it'll bring up 2nd and goal at the 6. He's going to lose 3 there. So 2nd and goal. Wilson's going to hand it off again. Kind of cowardly play calling. I mean, I get it. If the Seahawks are in this situation, you're going to want to do everything that you can to avoid that goal line interception. You might be a little psyched out, honestly, but here they're going to have to pass. 3rd and goal at the 8. Wilson, he's got time. He's spinning. I don't know why he's doing all that. He's going to throw it, and he's got a man in the end zone. He is exercising those demons. It's Thomas Rawls who has his 2nd score of the game. And the Seahawks now up by 7. They will kick the extra point here to try and make it an 8-point game. Me personally, that's where I might think of going for 2, make it a 2-score game, but Pete Carroll knows better than I, so the Seahawks are up 20-12, and things are looking good with 2:03 left in the third quarter. And now the Steelers will take over at the 24-yard line. Now suddenly down by 8 points. How do they respond? Things are looking good here for us. Minute 59 left in the third quarter. Ben alone in the backfield in the gun. He takes the snap. He's going to throw, finds a man open, brought down. That is Ladarius Green. He's going to gain about 11 there. And now 1st and 10 at the 36. Minute and a half left in the third quarter. Ben is under center. He's got Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. He fakes the pass. He hands it off. It's a draw play, and Bell is going to get swallowed up. He has 16 yards on 14 carries. At this point, you just got to abandon it. You're not getting it done. I mean, this run defense is legendary today. Quick strike there on the next play. It is complete to number 45, whoever that is. 3rd and 6. Oh, it's Roosevelt Nix. Roosevelt Nix, the fullback, is going to gain some yardage there. So 3rd and 6. Ben is under center. He takes the snap. He's going to pass. He's got time. That almost looked like it was batted at the line, but just not a good pass. And they'll probably punt here. They will. The NFL used to be a bit more conservative than it is now. Now at this point in the Super Bowl, I mean, you'd at least think about going for it, right? They'll punt. And the Seahawks will have a chance. This could be a put-away drive with the way they've played the last couple series. 23 seconds left. They are down by 8. And now Russell Wilson. He has thrown 2 touchdown passes on his last 2 drives. Can he make it 3 in a row here? He's got 2 guys in the backfield with him. He will pass. Got time. He's rolling, and he throws just a little off target there to Jermaine Kearse. Bit of a dangerous pass. Had a couple Steelers in the area, but it is incomplete. Would have been a huge gain, though, had it been completed. It just simply wasn't. Now 2nd and 10. In the gun, he hands it off. Rawls is going to have a big gain. 11 seconds left remaining. 7 seconds left in the half. And it looks like they'll be out of time here. And this is it, boys. We are 1 quarter away from eternal glory, eternal greatness, and another ring for the Legion of Boom. 7 minutes, that's all that separates us. And we do have the ball here, 1st and 10 at the 37. All we have to do is hold on. Wilson's going to pass. Quick strike there. That is that Lockett? Yes, that is Lockett, and he's going to gain 3. So short gainer there. Lockett does have 72 yards in this Super Bowl. Wilson under center. He is going to pass again. Another quick strike, and that should be enough for the 1st down. No, not quite. It's going to be 3rd and inches. That was Charles Clay, his first catch of the game. So 3rd and inches. 6:05 left to play. It is going to be a handoff and a 1st down. Little truck there by Rawls. And he is going to have the Seahawks up to the 49-yard line. Clock winding down now. Inside of 6 minutes. Heavy formation here. There is a fullback with Rawls in the backfield. It's another handoff. He's going to break a tackle. Ultimately, a little short, a decent gain, 4 yards. 5:15 left, 2nd and 6. Seahawks at the 45 now. About 10 more, well, not even 10 yards. They're getting close to being in field goal range. Ooh, and he looked like he was stuffed in the backfield, but Thomas Rawls makes the guy miss, and he is going to gain 3. So now this is a huge play for both sides. I don't think you're quite in field goal range. So if you're the Steelers and can get a stop here, that's massive. If you're Seattle, this could ice it. Wilson's going to pass. It's a screen pass, and Rawls is brought down for a loss. Bit of a cowardly play there, if you ask me. And are they going to go for it here on 4th and 5? Gutsy play, I like it. If they get it, of course. This is a big one. He's going to send Baldwin in motion. He takes the snap. He's going to pass. He's rolling, and he's got a man. It's Lockett. Lockett is going to break a tackle, and Tyler Lockett is going to score. Oh, my goodness. How about that, Russell Wilson haters? Oh, wow. No way. On 4th and 5, that's pretty much going to put the game away. Are you serious? And Tyler Lockett, too. What a play by him. Willie Gay, not good enough. Wow, and he breaks another. And Ryan Shazier is ultimately going to take him down, but inside the end zone, so that doesn't matter. Man. And Tyler Lockett, have a day. I think Russell Wilson's your Super Bowl MVP. I think if you got to give it to somebody, but man, Tyler Lockett's right there with him. Tyler Lockett has had a day. Sophomore player just coming in and balling. And this Seahawks offense in the second half has been insane. I mean, they're on like what, a 27-3 run? Because wasn't it 9-0 at one point? I'm pretty sure it's a 27-3 run. I've lost track, but man, the Seahawks team has just come to life here in the second half. This is incredible. Ben does have time. He's got to make the most of it, though, and that little dump off to Sammy Coates is not going to do it. Is that going to keep the clock running? I don't think so. No, he gets out of bounds, but short gain. I mean, it's not over, but with the way we've played here today, it very well could be. We have not allowed a touchdown to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a decent play, though. Gain of about 13 to Sammy Coates. I mean, if you want to win the Super Bowl, you're going to have to start targeting AB. I mean, even if he's covered, you got to try and get it to him. Big Ben's alone in the gun. He'll take the snap. He does throw. He finds a man open. That's Martavis Bryant, who makes a man miss, and he's going to have a touchdown. And that certainly changes things. Who missed on that tackle? Wow. Okay, so it's not over yet. I mean, it's still looking good for us, but man, so, okay, Sherman was in zone. Who missed the tackle here? Oh, that was Cam Chancellor. So Cam Chancellor just let Martavis Bryant put the Steelers right back into this. Okay, and the Steelers, with 3:10 left to play, have their first touchdown of the game, and this is going to make it an 8-point game here. And the kick is good. So 27-19 is your score. And still plenty of time. 3:10 left. Steelers are going to have all three of their timeouts. Now the Seahawks, can they put it away for good and not give Big Ben another chance? An 8-point lead feels a lot better than a 7-point lead. And yeah, I wish you're going to have to pause it there because I accidentally skipped it. But Russell Wilson has thrown 3 touchdown passes, I think, on his last 3 drives. He's been great. And now they are going to do a play action here. Wilson is going to find a man, and that's a gain of about 15. So very nice work there by Russell Wilson to find his man. I don't know who that was. It was Doug Baldwin, who's been quiet today, but that was a nice play. 3:01 left, 1st and 10 at the 43. Wilson is going to hand it off to Rawls, who has a nice opening there and is going to gain about 9. Thomas Rawls has had a couple nice runs this second half. Seahawks starting to chew up some of that clock, as you can see there. 2:19 left. 2nd and 1 around midfield, and Rawls breaks a tackle but does get brought down. This is going to bring up a huge 3rd down with a 2-minute warning. It is going to be 3rd and inches for Seattle. And this isn't the ball game, but it's close. If they get a 1st down here, that is massive. Let's see what they do. I would run it, but I don't know. It is going to be a run, and Rawls is going to have an opening. Does he stay in bounds? I think he did get tackled out of bounds. But that's huge, though, because we are now in field goal range. That was a big run there by Thomas Rawls. Now all you got to do is hold on to the ball and don't let anything crazy happen. And I mean, it is crazy to think, okay, here goes Rawls. Rawls has a big lane there, and Thomas Rawls is going to score. Oh my goodness. Wow, so Thomas Rawls is making his case for Super Bowl MVP. I believe that's 3 touchdowns now for him. He's got the 2 rushing, and I want to say he has a receiving score as well. He says, forget going down in bounds. I'm going to run it up on you guys. And why is 94 dancing? Did you guys see that 94 was doing one of these? Like, why? You're losing, bro. It is now 34-19, minute 48 left. The Steelers did not have to use a timeout on that drive because Rawls went down in bounds and then he scored. So, I mean, a touchdown and an onside kick if they're quick about it. Yeah, I don't know, though. Sammy Coates is not giving a lot of confidence. But, I mean, at this point, who would the Super Bowl MVP be? You genuinely could make an argument for really 3 guys. I mean, say what you want. I don't know Lockett's exact numbers, but that kind of felt like the nail in the coffin. That was a big play by Tyler Lockett. There's a quarterback bias, and here goes Big Ben. He is going to find AB. They're going to have to hurry it up. And they will. I mean, Big Ben he's played well. I mean, he hasn't been terrible, especially considering the defense he's going against. And there he finds Bell, and Bell would be smart to get out of bounds. He does, barely. But consider this. I mean, the great AFC quarterbacks of the 2000s and the 2010s, like early 2010s, Manning, Brady, and Roethlisberger, the Seahawks have now had to go toe-to-toe with all of them in the Super Bowl. And it's looking like Brady's going to be the only one to come out on top. I would love to see in this series a rematch with Brady. That would be a lot of fun. But for now, we'll settle with taking down Ben Roethlisberger. And that is an ugly throw. I mean, it's not looking good for them. Minute 2 left to play. They're at the 39, so, I mean, it's not over until it's over. But this game got a lot more high scoring than it looked like it was going to be. Big Ben does find a man there. AB. If AB had just been able to stay on his feet, that could have been a touchdown. I don't know if Big Ben underthrew him or what, but he was wide open right there. So here goes Ben. They're at the 15. He's going to throw it to the end zone, and that is a touchdown. On Earl Thomas, it is Antonio Brown getting the score. And the Seahawks, again, are going to make it a one-score game. They are going to have a shot. Oh, no, that was Casey Hayward, excuse me. Man, I've been doing Earl Thomas dirty. I've gotten his number wrong twice. He is not 30. He's not 31. He is 29. I hope he's actually 29 because I think I just saw him right there. I don't know my numbers super well. I know AB's 84, but it is going to be a one-score game again. Do they go for the onside kick here? I would think you have to, with how little time is left. Just do everything that you can to increase your chances. It's looking like they will. I mean, they've got all 3 timeouts, but yeah, I would do this as well. It's going to be an onside kick. And did they get it? No way. No. No, they didn't. The Steelers recovered the onside kick. Holy. It's going to be a play action here. 38 seconds left. Ben. Oh my goodness. Antonio Brown hauls it in at the 24. We're down to 30 seconds. This is insane. Ben. He finds a man. It's Bell. Bell's going to get brought down inbounds. The Steelers are going to use a timeout. 11 seconds left to play. This is crazy. 18 seconds. 1st and 10. Ben. He has all day. I mean, there's got to be holding at some point, right? He finds Ladarius Green, who's down at the 6. This is insane, bro. I thought there was no way. Okay. I mean, Super Bowl 51, there's just something about it, right? 9 seconds to go. Here we go, Ben. Touchdown. Le'Veon Bell with 5 seconds to play. Now, they have to get the 2-point conversion. 5 seconds left. The Seattle Seahawks, victims to an insane goal line stand just 2 seasons ago by Malcolm Butler. Can they make one of their own right here on the 2-point conversion and seal the deal? Here we go. 2-point conversion. This would tie it. Ben in the gun. He takes the snap. He's going to pass. He's looking. He's looking. He's getting pressured. And it's incomplete. What was that? We got to see the replay. Show me the replay, please. What? He had an open lane to the end zone. I mean, like, it's not going to show us, so I'm going to have to, oh, there it is. Okay, it's going to show us here. I mean, not a great angle. But there's Chris Jones with the pressure. Who was that to, bro? All right. No. We got to see the instant replay. Okay, here we go. All right, so we got to see this here. So there's Ben. Who was he even looking at? I mean, I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. Look at the grass right there. Like, just, oh my gosh. To Ladarius Green? I mean, you've got, like, am I crazy? If I'm Ben Roethlisberger, like, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm really caught up on this. Like, bro, it's right there. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm happy that this is the result, but, like, that's the decision that you're going to make? I thought it was over. Oh, my gosh. And, I mean, I think that's going to do it for us. I really do. They're going to go for the onside kick again. That one is not recovered by them. And 1 second remaining. Wow. What a crazy finish to this Super Bowl, guys. I've never seen an onside kick recovered before in one of these, ever. I didn't think it was possible. And Russell Wilson is going to kneel things out. Holy cow. And that's your final. We got to stick around. We got to see who the Super Bowl MVP was. But now, could you call this team a dynasty? I think it'd still be, I think if you're an optimist, you possibly could. 2 rings in 1 decade. To me, though, I feel like you got to go for number 3. And we've committed to 5 years regardless. But man, wow, I'm just in shock right now, guys. I hope you're still around. I hope that you got to watch this with us. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Like, do you think Ben should have ran it in right there? Because, like, I'm in shock. I'm genuinely in shock. And here are the highlights. So there's Tyler Lockett. Had he scored on that play, I think he'd have a real argument for MVP. Was that Baldwin who scored on that play? It was either Baldwin or Curse. And then here is Lockett on that big play that I thought was the dagger. And then, of course, Martavis Bryant making things interesting. And it looks like they are going to give Russell Wilson the Super Bowl MVP. He had himself a nice, clean game. I'm happy for him. And man, what a crazy, crazy finish. So we've done it in year 2. We've gotten ourselves another ring. Thomas Rawls had himself a game. I wish Marshawn was around for this. I would have liked to have seen that, but Thomas Rawls was really good for us. And honestly, like, bit of an Ahmad Bradshaw moment for him. Like, maybe he should have just gone down with how dicey things got there at the end. The Steelers scored like twice in the span of like 30 seconds. So here are your endgame stats. So both quarterbacks really thrived. I mean, both passer ratings over 140. This was a duel for the ages. This was a lot of fun. And Thomas Rawls had himself a great game. Le'Veon Bell, 1 yard of carry. AB went off. Le'Veon Bell did do his work as a receiver. There's Lockett. I mean, I guess the numbers don't look that amazing. Had he scored on that first play, I guess it would have looked a little bit better. Man, just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And of course, no interceptions. But that is your Super Bowl, guys. And there you have it. 34-32, an all-time Super Bowl. And what's still crazy is I don't think this game even comes close to rivaling the insanity of real-life Super Bowl 51, but still, a very, very good game in the end. Got very intense at the end when it did not look like it was going to be. So in that sense, pretty similar to what you saw between the Patriots and the Falcons, but I can't complain. I'm happy with the results. I hope you guys are too. And so these decisions will be made in part 3, the 2017 NFL season, which we will have hopefully later this week or next week, depending on when I'm able to get that done. Here's a list of our pending free agents. So all in all, I mean, it's nobody that's going to blow you away. We're going to enter the off season with around $14 million in cap space. So we're not going to have a whole lot to play with, but we've got a really good team here. And here's how things are looking at the end for us. So Russell Wilson up to a 93. A couple players do have boosts because of, I believe, chemistry or morale, so on. Mark Lewinsky has grown into a pretty solid player for us. The whole O-line's looking nice. Ali Marpet is up to a 90. Clay has progressed. He's an 88. Lockett, a little bit of growth there, up to an 85. Doug Baldwin is a 92. And we might have our running back of the future here in Thomas Rawls. He has shown us quite a lot this year. 86 overall rating. Not bad at all. Chris Jones, after his rookie season, he's up to an 83, along with Frank Clark, who shined as a sophomore. Casey Hayward, Richard Sherman, all looking good. Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and James Bradbury, the rookie, making a couple splash plays here and there. He is up to an 81 overall. So honestly, we're looking really good. I think we have to be Super Bowl favorites again heading into 2018. And we've got some draft picks to work with too. And I am curious to see how that Denver Broncos pick turned out, because remember, we did trade Cliff Averill for him, and we are going to be picking, where's the pick? Oh, it was a 2018 first that we got from them. Okay. So we're going to have to remember that's the tricky thing right there. I thought it was a first in next year's draft. They were a little sneaky with that. So we're not going to have a first round pick from them in 2017. It will be in 2018. However, 2017, we're going to be picking 32nd, 64th, and 96th. So yeah, late picks, but that's what happens when you're world champs. And that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are still here, drop the rock emoji so I know that you're here. I know that you're a real one. I will see you in part 3, and I hope that you've enjoyed this so far.